Hi guys, this is Roscoe bringing you another Hot Toys review, and as you can see it's the Bat-Pod from the film The Dark Knight Rises. Right, firstly let's go take a look at the packaging. Right, when you receive this collectible, you get the Hot Toys shipper box, which is just the plain brown cardboard. Once you undo that, you're greeted with this outer box here, which also has that same sort of cheap cardboard feel, with black print over your standard sort of recycled cardboard colour. So you've got the bat symbol there, Dark Knight Rises, all the different logos on it as well. Now what you have to do is undo the tape from the side and slide the inner box out, which we have here. Now this is completely covered in plastic. You have to unwrap the plastic to get this out. And in photos it sort of looks like it's had shelf wear and it's worn out, but it's actually the effect that's printed on. Almost looks like stars. So you got the Dark Knight Rises heading, the bat symbol again was sort of splintered and shattered like we got on the DX12. Bat-Pod 1/6 scale collectible, and we have a nice picture of the Bat-Pod on the end of the box there. So overall that's pretty nice. The inner box is far nicer than the outer. And it also has the handle on the top. And once you sort of want to open this up, you have two tabs at the back here you have to flip out. The lid comes off and you have a polystyrene foam inner box again, which holds the collectible and the accessories. So once you undo this, there's quite a few layers to get through, but once you do get this open, on the top of the polystyrene inner box, you have some accessories. Here we have one here, and that is the cape moulding if you want in a sort of flight mode or moving sort of pose. On your DX12, or you could possibly do it on the DX2, is you strap this to Batman's back, and it has all these different molds, sort of shape. You got like cuttings in it. Let's see if I can open that. See, that opens up, sort of like split all down the middle between each section, so you can sort of clamp the cape in different sort of spots to hold it, and you can get that really flowing sort of flapping cape effect from a still posed figure. So that's quite clever. I think it's slightly different to the original one because this is a re-release essentially. It is from a different film. The previous version was the Dark Knight version, but it's basically the same. You just got a couple little differences, and it's a perfect chance to re-release the product for the new film. So I missed out on the first, so happy they've been able to do that, and I've been able to pick it up this time. Alright, also what you get is these two extra arm sections here. So I'll zoom in on them. Yeah, so I haven't opened them up yet. What they're for, on the actual pod itself, sort of these gauntlet guards here. They're very, very flimsy. They don't sort of hold on very well. They just add a bit extra support. So they click in under here somewhere and click down into there. So it just gives you that right angle sort of extra support, because these do come off very easy. There's not much plate for them to sit on. So if you're thinking of displaying your Batman on this, I'd suggest posing your Batman first before, you know, hooking up his arms to that, because that's just going to keep dropping and dropping. But still, overall, you know, once you get it there, it does look quite good. And lastly, we get the Hot Toys instruction sheet, which we get with all our Hot Toys. And inside there we got the strap, which helps hold the cape or the plastic moulding to the Batman figure, if you want to display it that way. Yeah, so not a huge amount it comes with, it doesn't need to, as the bike is the main feature and everything's on it. Here we have it here. Had this for a couple of months now, but I've just had the time to open it up recently and have it displayed, so and show you guys. Looks awesome. Here at the front, which has all the different weapons, so you got these big blasters here. I'm assuming that's the one that fires the grenades And then you got the grapple sort of stuff, which he uses throughout the film. You got the lights. Got these huge wheels, which are the same size as the ones that are on the Tumbler, which I have as well. You've got that nice sort of road-worn look, slight discoloration on the top, like it's been gone over dirt and been used. You've got all these die-cast sections. It's not all plastic. There's a lot of it that is die-cast. Quite solid bits. When you pick it up, it is quite heavy for what you can see. Whereas the Tumbler is quite large and it's quite light, but this is quite sort of small compared to the Tumbler, but it's quite heavy. So it's a bit deceiving in that way, because there is a lot of metal parts on this. Yeah, so plenty of detail there. You've got these knee sort of sections where you have the Batman displayed on it. His knee fits in there. Sits back on this back panel here. That's where his foot rests. Now I know the DX2 was a bit of a pain to put on the original Batpod, but it did sit flush. Like the knees sat in really well. Now what people are finding is that the DX12 is easy to pose, but it won't sit in here properly. Okay, so I'm not sure how the Catwoman will go with that, if they're keeping that in mind, but as good as the new DX12 is, it's not sitting in as well as the DX2 did. All the different cabling. There's just so much detail in there, it's hard to know what everything's for. Now another little difference besides the moulding that goes on the Batman figure that comes with this. Also if you got the DX12 you get the EMP gun, and also it comes with a little clip. And this section here, you put the clip on and it actually holds the EMP gun on the Batpod. Not too sure, but I don't think it came with that option with the first one. So if you have the first Batpod, don't think you can do that. I could be wrong. Once again, I don't have the first one to compare. Now just like with the Tumbler, they've included 2 red stoppers within the wheels. So on the other side you'll be able to see them, but I can't really turn this around at the moment. See, it only moves about ½ an inch. So if you're having that displayed on a shelf, it's not going to roll away. So that's quite good. If you remove them, pull one out the back and the front, it'll be able to roll naturally. But if you're having it displayed on a shelf, I recommend leaving those in, so it doesn't end up on the floor in pieces. Here we have the sort of central cover. Now that sort of removes. I'll lift that off. See all the stuff underneath. Here you have the sort of the inner detail. There's quite a bit in there. Now to change the batteries, or to put them in, you lift this sort of section up here, this up, and you can see a screw just in there. Now you undo that screw, and this section here, the black section, lifts out. And you put 2 AAA batteries in there. Can be a little bit tricky pulling it out, but with this, especially with this goldy part here. But yeah, it doesn't take too long to get that in. You just rest that back on. And underneath, there should be a switch, just under here. And that operates the light up function. So look on the front. You have the 2 lights, which are very bright. Nice bright LEDs. I know I've got the lights on here, so it's not as bright, but if I was to turn the lights off, they're extremely, extremely bright. Just look at the rays in that. Looks awesome. Yeah, so I have the DX12, but have no plans on posing him on the bike. I'd rather stand him next to it, just to avoid the hassle of trying to put him on, having things fall off and break. Don't want to risk that. Not sure if I'll have Catwoman on it either, sorry, for that same reason. I know a few people have actually tried to keep posing their Batman standing up on this, but what they're finding is that this section here is destroying the groin area of their Batman figure. It is quite sharp, and it's just scuffing and scratching the inside between the thighs. So I just don't want to risk that. Personally, that's my sort of reasoning for not putting it on. But overall, as a replica and a 1/6 collectible, it's an awesome bike. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Quick look at the Hot Toys Batpod, the Dark Knight Rises version. It's still going for a pretty good price at the moment, but if past prices were to go on with the original, they can easily skyrocket to over $1,000 like the original did. So you're sort of sitting on the fence and then thinking if you're going to get it in a year's or two's time, it might be a bit out of your reach if you do that. So if it's something you really want, I'm sure you've got it right now anyway. So good luck with it, guys. And once again, hope you enjoyed this review. Plenty more to come soon. And that's all from me. Bye for now.